Hey guys, and welcome to PJ's Coin Capers. So I know it's called PJ's Coin Capers, but today we're going to be going through notes. So I've got a stack of cash here. Now it's really important to learn and study serial numbers and to look for errors on notes because every time you noodle and you take coins back to the bank, no doubt most of you will end up with cash in your hands. And it's good to go through those notes and check what you've actually got to see if there's anything worthwhile keeping. So every time I go back to the bank, I make sure I go through each of the notes that turn up in my hand, and usually they're always $50 notes. So if I'm taking back $1,000, I'll end up with $1,000 of 50s that I'll feed back into a machine and get another $1,000 of the coins and just keep repeating the process. But every single time I'm going through and I'm checking the serial numbers. And if you can try and remember some of the stuff, it's well worth knowing, and then you can look at it on the fly. So let's go through some notes, and hopefully we can point out some special notes as we go through. I haven't looked at any of these notes yet, so what we're seeing is what I'm seeing for the first time. So this is an AA16. Now the condition is fairly poor. I'm not going to keep this one, but this there's many with the new style of notes. There's a lot more AA and last prefix numbers, and unless they're in really high grade, they're not going to be worth any more value. But if you don't have one, keep one. I'm going to be sending that one back to the bank. So we're looking for sort of low numbers, sort of repeating numbers, lots of different sequences, birthdays. So we've got nothing special there. Every single one of these new polymer notes that have come out in 2016 are going to have 16 on them. And it's actually harder to find the old notes now because they're all being pulled out of circulation. One thing I am finding though is I still get plenty of older $50 notes. Not as many new ones are coming through. So like if this was 1, 2, 3, 4 and like a ladder note, that's always something special as well. So I've got my Renix book open. EA, I'm pretty sure that is the last. Oh, it's EJ, not EA. So it's nothing special. So we're both those, even an EJ being the last of the these notes, is really not worth any more either because of the number of notes. Here's another AA. You can just see how frequent these notes are coming up. I do have plenty of them in uncirculated condition, but really they're probably not worth much more than a little bit over face value. But maybe in a few years' time that'll be different. Here's an old note. So we've got a DM13. I don't think that'll be anything special, but we'll just quickly check anyway. Where are they? No, we ended up at EA13, so you probably just can't quite see it there, but there is in the 2012 section. They haven't got a 2013 there, but it is there, BA and EA. So it's great to have this book. You can quickly reference and have a look and see what the good prefixes are to keep. I keep flipping these things around the wrong way. No. So solid numbers are great if you had all threes or nines. Low numbers really. Anything under 100 is preferable, but I think you'll know it when you see it anyway. If there's something special, repeating numbers, radar numbers, binary numbers, numbers that can be read upside down. So if this was a few more zeros, that would make it a little bit more special. Yeah, so it is sad that the older notes have been pulled out. We're on to $10 notes now, so I'll just get my book ready. Alright, so we'll see here that most of these are all polymer notes from what I can see. The new 2017 notes. So this is what we're looking for here, the AA and the EA. So we'll go through these. Once again, probably a tough sell if you do find a what was that we're looking for? AA. Oh, so this is a last prefix note for the 2017s. I haven't been following how these guys are going. My feeling is it's not going to be worth anymore, but I'll put it aside and I'll certainly check. And I like to check on eBay. That's the easiest way to check. So here we've got one of the older notes, which is a BC13, which won't be anything special. And there we got an AA. So let's look at these numbers. AA17, so we know that is the first prefix. And we can see here the values in uncirculated condition. There must have been some sales for $30. So almost good numbers, not quite. We've got only three numbers really, but 422, 424. And then a 0, but yeah, I'll put it aside and I'll check the value on that one as well later on. So we do have a first and last in the 2017. No. Now with these new notes, they've only got the prefix on there once. So on other notes, you need to check whether or not the serial numbers are matching. Okay, so this is a CB03, so 2003, and there's a bit of an error there. That's meant to be a 2000. They got two 2002s there, but we'll take glare off a bit. So really we're looking for an AA03 or a DF, and this is a CB. So no, that goes back to the bank. Okay, there's another EA, so that's another last prefix note, and a little bit better. Still got some folds in it. I'll put that one aside for now. Another one. Well, so we're finding plenty of the last ones. So not bad. This one's probably in the best condition out of a lot of them so far. Still a fold in it, a few folds, but still good to find. And the last one of these ones, no, nothing special there. Alright, we're going to jump ahead and do the $50 notes first. I only got a few of them, and then we'll jump back to the 20s, because I think there's more fun to be had in the 20s. So one of the brand new $50 notes, one with the spelling mistake. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check out my video on the spelling mistake on these notes. But that's a DC18, so that's nothing special. This is, if this was a VG95, it would be worth something. It would be the first of the $50 notes of this kind, but being a general prefix, not really worth anymore. DE13, where did we end up? DE13 was, try and show you guys, bit of glare, move away. We ended up at JC, so that's not a special one. HD06, 6, HD, no, we ended up at a JC, so, we got an AA09, so that's a last prefix, and the 09, the 09, I'll check that one out, but it's not in great condition. It does have a little fold here, and it's a little bit grubby, but I'll put that one aside as well. Alright guys, so we're on to the 20s now. I've got the page open there. We've got all the 20s there. And because these notes haven't been changed over to the new ones yet, we'll find all years. So, alright, so we've got to check both serial numbers, both sides, just to make sure that they're the same number. If they're not, then it's an instant value note. But I might go through these a little bit later, but we'll flick through these fairly quickly. So with the 08s, we're looking for an AA or a JC, and that's not one of them. The 2010s, we're looking for an AA and a DA, so we've got an AG there, an AE, and FM08. I think we already discussed that. That was a JC we're looking for. CK13, so currently the 2013 notes are the last of this kind. So later on this year, in 2019, we're expecting the new model series to come out, and so these notes, being the 2013, will be the last of this kind. But what you're looking for is an AA or a DA. So just keep checking the serials, and just so you don't miss anything. Lots of 08s. It's a BK, got 3388, but nothing else there. Okay, here's an AA05. It does have a hole in it. A little bit older note. If it was in good condition, according to this book, an AA would be worth around $75. But this is far from that. I'll put it aside for now. But another of the last of this range. And we're getting to the end. Plenty of 07s and 2008 notes. And that's not an error note. Someone's just had a leaky pen on that one. And that's it. So, other than the few AA and or the $5 notes, these are the few that we've kept aside for today. But realistically, I don't think there's going to be any additional value in these notes, but I will check. But yeah, alright guys, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. Lots of good stuff coming up, plenty more giveaways, and yeah, plenty of fun to be had. So alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll bring another video to you soon.